Okay guys, we're live again. Just let me set this up so we got both streams going good, because as you guys know, I do 2 streams at the same time, so one for the verts and one for the horizontals. Okay, so here. Okay. Let's get this done. Save up. Thumbnail change. Always have to do it when we go live, just so got it all prepared. There we go. And we got this one done. Just going to go into this chat as well. Here. Okay. There we go. Got the chat up. On here, there we go. Okay, now we can go into this. Well, not this one, actually. We can go to this one, yeah. Okay, there we go. How are you guys all doing? Let me know in the chat. I just completed my 2 of exams. I didn't stream, I think, for the English language paper 2 one, and I didn't stream for the history one because that one I just did about 2 hours ago. So yeah, I completed those 2. English language paper 2 went extremely well. I think I did good on all of the sort of different points there. Obviously, it's similar to paper 1, so if you did well on paper 1, you're going to do well on paper 2. And for history paper 1, which I did today, again, I thought it was pretty good. Source analysis, always a strong point for me. Just sticking to the peel paragraph format, went and did it, and now it's out of the way. Do you have any tips when you do your IGCSEs? Okay, so I got a couple of tips, and these sort of apply to A-levels as well. Yeah, and GCSE, yeah. These apply to A-levels, GCSEs, IGCSEs, whichever. So the first thing is that do not ramble in your answer, and that is a big one that I used to get deducted so many marks for. For example, if you're doing geography, you're doing English, not English language, but maybe geography, history, biology, those sorts of types of subjects, you're going to get paragraphs and you're going to have to write in a peel format, which your teacher should have explained, point, evidence, explanation, link. However, for the evidence, keep it minimal. Do 1 line of evidence and then just go and explain 2 to 3 lines and then 1 line link. You don't want to get caught up with the evidence and trying to sort of incorporate all of your knowledge, because if you do that in 1 paragraph, then you're going to have no knowledge for the rest of the paragraphs. So that's something that I sort of always lost marks on. I feel like I could have got much better on my geography, IGCSE, with that sort of information, and it applies to GCSE too. Next one, I feel like a good one is sort of when you're revising, make sure to revise the structure and how the assessment board wants you to answer the question. So for example, you can look at the syllabus. That's a good way to sort of figure this one out. Look at the syllabus, and you can go inside the syllabus and it will tell you you need to learn this specific topic, and it will give you some model answers. It will give you a high model answer, a medium one, and a low one. I suggest writing out the high model answer and then just formatting it into the way that you can just copy that into the exam. And it saves you a bunch of time, because when you're going into the exam, you already know how you're going to model your answer, and you just plug in the information in there. That's that. You've got the paragraphs already sorted. With regards to sort of study, in sort of like making a study schedule, I recommend sort of focusing on subjects that you're not strong with. It's pretty self-explanatory there. And I feel like as well, one thing you can do is make sure that you're not caught up on studying one specific part of a subject. So for example, with geography here that I'm about to do, because I got the geography assessment tomorrow, I'm not going to get caught up on hydrology, which I sort of sometimes do, because even though I'm taking hydrology in section B, which is it's like choose your own section there, there's still questions on rocks and weathering and atmosphere, so I do not want to get caught up on hydrology and then enter the exam with no knowledge of rocks and weathering or minimal knowledge of those two other subjects there. So make sure you do not get caught up. If you're running out of time, if you're doing last minute revision, just breeze over everything. Do not get caught up on one specific one that you think might come on the exam, because you'll be surprised and it probably won't come on the exam, just due to like bad luck. Sometimes I get bad luck with this sort of stuff, and yeah, it happens to me quite a fair bit. But yeah, good luck with your GCSEs as well, Niao, and thank you for joining the stream. Anyone else have any questions, feel free to ask me. Always like responding to you guys' stuff, and hope everyone's doing well so far today. Let's just lock in here for geography. Got that tomorrow. Then I got history paper 2. I found out as well that I'm doing the AS level in my second year, when technically I should have done it already by the first year. But that's just the school's decision. I mean, it depends on which school you're going to. A2 is for year 13, which is currently what I'm doing as well. But I don't really mind. I'd rather do all of them at the same time anyway, because it just gets it all out of the way then. Hi, welcome to the stream. Let's see if I can pronounce your name well in Arabic. Badr al-Mansur. Badr al-Mansur. Welcome to the stream. Let me know if I got that correct. Let's get the rocks and weathering up here. My notes are onto this side of the screen, okay? It's like there, chat there, and then I've got a second chat on my phone here. So, yeah, got all of you guys covered here. Basics of tectonics. Also, highly recommend, if you're doing IGCSE or GCSE, to look at Seneca. It's a very good website. I'll put it in the chat here. Brilliant website. Let's get it here. Highly recommend this one. Not so much for A-level, but for IGCSE, it is brilliant, or GCSE, it's brilliant. So yeah, that's a top tier recommendation right there. Let me as well, I think I got geography, paper 1, AS notes. I just need to make sure I got all the notes here. Yeah, I got, okay. Cool, so we're just going to write down these. I'm using Z notes for some of my notes. I did write my own sort of note folder and structure. However, I will just be using Z notes for the quick fire notes here. So we got, scribble out basics of tectonics actually, because we'll just write every notation down. Hydrology. Also got some good, nice background music, just so you don't have to hear the droning of my air conditioning. One thing else I recommend too is I highly recommend, if you've got an exam coming up like a couple of hours before, and you're like me and you sort of like to do notation-based notes, which I'll actually tilt my camera down so you can actually see me writing. If you like notation-based notes, I highly recommend do not write before the exam, otherwise you'll get wrist cramps, which I have been experiencing lately. Because before my previous exam on history, if I can find here, I wrote all of this. Unfortunately, I get a bit carried away with doing this stuff, so there's a break in the page. Then I had some geography notes from before because I had to skip over those. And if we go back to here, then I continue to write and write and write. And this is looking very bad now. Yeah, all before the exam, and now my wrist really hurts. But I'll continue writing because I like doing it. It's how I memorize stuff. So yeah, it's just who I am. Don't recommend it though if you get cramped easily in your wrist. Let's put this back on too, there as well. Okay, there we go. So yeah, only 9 exams left now. Feeling confident for the rest of them. The only one I'm sort of still a bit unconfident on is Paper 2 Geography, because I just don't like Paper 2's topics at all. They are not fun topics. I guess settlements is kind of, but like the rest of them, they're not really that fun. So I just tilt this slightly more up there. So yeah, don't really enjoy Paper 2. Paper 1 I'm fine with. Always good to do a Paper 1. Liquid changes into water vapor from puddles and streams. Rate increases in hot, dry, and windy conditions. Okay. Transpiration. Water is drawn up. Soil. Just gonna make sure I didn't have myself playing in the background there, actually. Nah, lucky I didn't. Okay. What do I learn in A-level geography? So one of the first things you learn is in paper 1, it's hydrology, fluvial geomorphology, which is basically rivers. If you did IGCSE or GCSE, you should know about rivers then. Atmosphere and weathering is also in paper 1, and rocks and weathering. Sorry, atmosphere and weather, rocks and weathering. Get those a little bit muddled up there. So that's paper 1. Paper 2 is population, settlements, and migration. All pretty niche topics. If you like sort of the human aspects of geography, that paper is probably for you. Otherwise, physical, I always choose physical over human, and paper 1 is one that's physical. Then 3 and 4 are optionals choices, so you get to pick either out of like a series of options. For paper 3, I picked natural hazards, and I also picked, what was the other one? Deserts, yeah. And then for paper 4, I picked environmental management, and I also picked global interdependence, which are both nice topics for paper 4. I feel like those human topics are slightly better than paper 2's ones. But again, paper 3 and 1 are my favorites, and paper 2 and 4 are probably on the lesser side of what I prefer. But yeah, it's just it's similar stuff to IGCSE, just in a little bit more detail, to be honest. Right now, just doing some hydrology notes, because my exam on paper 1 is tomorrow. Yeah, so for all the A-level topics, so it depends what you're doing. Let me just position this up a little bit. So firstly, for A-level, you actually have 2 courses. You got the AS and the A2. And so for all A-level courses, you have 4 papers. This is at least for Cambridge. I'm not sure about EdXL and how that works, but for Cambridge, 4 papers for each. Thanks for the good luck, by the way, Ahmed. Much appreciate it. And I'll answer the other questions in a second. So you got paper 1 and 2, which are the core papers for each subject, and they're the AS papers, and you can actually take them in your first year of A-level, so year 12. However, I have sort of diverted all of them into year 13 unintentionally. Wasn't told about at the school that I went to. But so you got the AS, and then you got the A2, which is the advanced A-level subjects. So you've got paper 3 and 4 then for the rest of the subjects there. And that's what you do in year 13 if you're just taking A2, but if you're doing both, you got all of them then in year 13. So yeah, 4 papers for each subject. It's not just like for geography. So tips to increase accuracy in MCQ questions, please. For chemistry, I do not take chemistry, unfortunately, Gorvy. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I just take geography, history, and English language, which are my 3 chosen A-levels. I did yesterday when I went in the exam hall, though, I saw a ton of people taking chemistry. Like, it was just me doing English language by myself, and everyone else was doing chemistry. So that was a pretty funny sight to see right there. Hi, D plus A. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. So let's get all this water drawn up from the soil by the plant and the leaves. If you got any questions for geography, history, and English language, though, I'm happy to answer your questions. You've written some in Arabic here. Let me try and read it, but my pronunciation is going to be terrible. Lua, ha ha ha, shana, shanal, ajnabiya, yal robiya. Okay, I'm sorry if I pronounced that terribly. It sounded bad to me. What subjects I do? I just said it before, history, geography, and English language. And I'm doing the AS and A2 exams all at the same time here in the end of this May. Yeah, I am learning to read Arabic. Next year, I'm actually going to, for my first year of university, I'm doing a full-on Arabic course to master Arabic. And so then you guys can type to me in Arabic and I'll be able to respond, no problem. Thanks, Hybrid. Much appreciate the support. Yeah, but it's a bit embarrassing for me not knowing Arabic at this point, to be honest. Is the water through? You can read Arabic but don't understand it. Yeah, I can kind of read it. I used to be able to read it much better, but my mind's sort of distracted with these at the moment. But yeah, similarly, I don't really understand most stuff that I read. I can understand sort of different things. However, yeah, hopefully next year we can get all of them. You got a chemistry paper today? Well, good luck, Hashim. Hope you do well on that. Just had a history paper 2 hours ago, and I did pretty well on that one. Feeling pretty confident. Oh, you already did it? Okay, cool. Hope you did well, and hope you get the score you want for chemistry. That's great to hear, Hashim. Same, Ahmed? Okay, cool. What university do I plan on attending? I really want to say, due to like sort of privacy reasons at the moment, I'll say once I get in it, obviously. But I'm sort of planning on doing the university at the start for maybe a year, which is the Arabic course. And then I am planning, if YouTube is working out for me, to sort of move on to that, because that's something I really enjoy doing. I enjoy talking with you guys. I mean, it's not always going to be centered around exams. Obviously, it's just now because of the exams. But once we get out of the exams, I plan to be doing a lot of stuff with this channel, and hopefully we can grow. How long do I study? I study for about, let me think. So I only do like an hour and 30 on the stream, then, which, I mean, it's partial study, partial not. And outside the stream, I'm doing about 11, 12 hours per day, I think. Thanks, D plus A. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do want to learn better, though. I'm not that great at it at the moment. Does my course involve a modern foreign language? No, it's just I genuinely just want to take Arabic, and where I'm going offers it as one of the, it's like a two-part course. So you take English language, and since I already know English as a fluent language, I will pass the course easily for that section. And then I have an Arabic portion which I'll be taking and as well, and hopefully we can pass that one, and then we should get the language degree there for that. And also just helps out because if you didn't know, guys, I do live in Saudi, and it's a great help to know Arabic and to be able to speak with the people here, because yeah, it's embarrassing me not knowing it at this point, but it's just been just the way that things have gone around at the moment. I haven't really been given the opportunity to by my previous school, but current school is allowing it, so yeah, I'm going to be taking that when I get it. Also going to get a haircut next week, I think, or I think my exams end at like, I think my exams end 6th today. Tomorrow's 7th, which is an exam. 8th is an exam. Yeah, 9th. So maybe I'll get a haircut on like the 9th or 10th, because I have like a 5-day break then. Gonna get the silver tips on the side, the frosting, so that'll be pretty cool. Hope you guys like it when I do get it. So yeah, we'll be doing that one. Just got a couple of messages there, just had to read. Is it nighttime or daytime? It is daytime for me. Look. Just keep the blinds closed because it gets hot, like extremely hot. At least it's becoming summer now, but in the winter it actually is pretty cool. So yeah, that's how deserts work. As a geography man myself, it's what I learned. Okay, river discharge. There we go. There's only a few formulas in geography. There's like 2, I think, which is the Q equals AV, which is the river discharge formula, and then we also have one for the Bjellstrom curve, which I'll be getting to very shortly. Also, am I getting an ad? Sorry guys if there was an ad playing in the background. I think YouTube's like gone, because the playlist that I got in the background is like a it's like a copyright free no ads playlist. However, I think YouTube's actually gone and inserted their own ads, because I just got a YouTube premium ad then, so don't know what YouTube's thinking there, but yeah, we got ads now in our playlists. Just gonna get this open to here. If I go like that, okay. Okay, there we go. Interception. Hi Spidey, welcome to the stream. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Also, if anyone wants, please, I've said in a previous stream, I think like a couple of streams ago, let me know what games that you want me to play on here, because I'm in a game drought at the moment. I don't really have any games I'm actually enjoying. So if you got any that are good, yeah, let me know. The only game I'm really enjoying at the moment, besides Clash Royale, is FC25, but I mean, it gets boring sometimes. Especially EA does not know how to fix their games. Valorant? Okay, yeah, I'll see about that, because I actually heard a bunch of good stuff about that. Never played it before too, which is a little weird to hear. Surface water when the infiltration capacity is exceeded. Yes, I've actually played Stardew Valley before. I only got through like the start level, so maybe we can do like a stream on that one. Yeah. Also like playing horror games, so if you guys got any of those, I'll be loving to play those with you guys. Just got some little thing here. Okay, so we got those. Surface water. Temporary stores. Puddles and turlos. Permanent stores. Lakes and wetlands. Also, guys, if you want to keep in contact with me, you want to chat with me outside of streams, I'm always active on Discord. I actually have a Discord server in every single live stream's description and video's description, so you can join from there, and you can private message me, you can add me, and stuff like that. Then we can maybe even arrange some games together, whatever. And who knows, if I become famous one day, I definitely won't delete your guys' chats, so you'll have literal access to my chatting or whatever. Wells and boreholes can be dug below the water table to access. Okay, thanks, Spidey. Also, I will be streaming tonight as well. We'll be streaming the Inter Barca game with my brother. He's been in some of the other live streams too, so yeah, we'll be streaming that one. We'll also be streaming PSG versus Arsenal tomorrow, and a study stream, I think, maybe before the exam. I don't know, because my exam tomorrow is a PM exam, so we'll have to see about that one. And then we'll be streaming Man United Bilbao second leg. So all of those will be getting. And obviously can't wait for the El Clasico, which is going to be a massive game right there. Occurs when rate of recharge is greater than rate of abstraction. What do you mean by that, Spidey? Do you mean I live in UK? Because I do not live in the UK. I'm just doing like their courses or whatever. All water stored in river streams. drainage channels. Soil moisture. Water held subsurface in soil pores. Sandy soils have many large pores. So it is permeable. Okay. My goodness, my arm. There we go, just need to stretch that out a little bit. Soil moisture, my mouth like just completely did not know how to pronounce that. Soil moisture deficit. Available water is being used up. Soil moisture recharge. Okay, some dry pores refill. Guys, let me know as well. Tonight, I don't really know what I'm gonna have for dinner. Let me know what I should have for dinner, because I'm sort of feeling like Mexican food. However, yeah, let me know. Haven't had a taco in so long, like in ages. Hi Terabyte, welcome back to the stream. Yeah, the prep's going good. Exam today, which I finished. That went well. Just now prepping for geography tomorrow, yeah. So, we're going good. And I suppose you have your exam too tomorrow. If you do, good luck with that, because, yeah, we need the luck here for geography. So, saturated water cannot enter, so flows over. My friend's planning to take A-levels, asked her SPM, can you give her any advice on the A-level syllabus? So that depends on, first of all, I'll answer Terabyte's question. Variant is paper 1, variant 1. So, yeah. And advice on the A-levels syllabus. So, let me think. It depends on what subject you want to take first of all. So, I highly recommend, if you want a challenging A-level, and I mean like logically challenging in the exam and that sort of thing, take maths and those sorts of subjects. If you're good at theoretical based subjects, if your friend is good at theoretical based subjects, then I recommend taking geography, history style subjects, because those ones are always more theoretical. So it really just depends. Can you write a peel paragraph well enough to please an examiner? Or can you answer a question in like maths, physics, chemistry with formulae, that sort of thing? Syllabus wise, depending on what subject you're doing, check on the syllabus, because they actually tell you all you need to cover in the year, in the 2-year course. And yeah, then once you know what to cover, you should really be able to then decide which A-levels you're going for. The syllabus also gives some practice examination questions as well as model answers for those. I highly recommend taking a look at the high-level answer, because they're the ones you're sort of aiming for, and it also showcases how to really structure your answers inside of a assessment question. You're doing variant 2, hoping for landforms questions soon come for 15 marker. Yeah, same. I'm hoping that the landform questions are not the actual 15 marker. I'm hoping that the 15 marker is on the flooding, because I'll be doing River Eden for that. And I hope the landforms are sort of in section A with the 5 mark question there. I'm just going to cycle back to this one here. There we go. Yeah, because I can't deal with a 15 marker landform either. Especially since it's hard to sort of use the case study to the full potential in a landform question. Like, you can't really. Whereas with flooding, you can sort of say anything you want, to be honest. Also, I hope that answered your question before, Perp Sky, Jamie. Because if it didn't, just let me know. And also if you want any more advice too, I'm happy to give. You're doing the case study for 2008 Nepal, India flooding. Will it be too old for the answer? No, no case study is too old for the answer. You can do any, as long as you have a... Because my flooding event is 2005, so mine's slightly older. But as long as you have a HIC and an LIC. And so for me, I've personally picked River Eden as my HIC flood. I've got a second Boss Castle flood in 2007, I think it was, or it might have been 2001. Just we'll have to double check. That's like sort of a side case study though, not really the main one. That's also a backup. I've got the River Elbe for the like different types of hard engineering, because River Elbe uses hard engineering a lot. That's in Germany. And I'm using the Bangladesh GME flood system, which it's not one specific river, but 3. And yeah, I'm using that in the exam as my LIC sort of take there. So no, there's no real limit on how old you can go, as long as you're not picking something from like 1847, when there was nothing like any sort of protection for flooding or that sort of stuff. Am I playing Warzone? Not currently. I'm studying currently. That's a bad page to show, but like I was doing this like about 10 seconds ago. On the new page now though. If you're recommending Warzone for me to play, yeah, then I'll test it out in the future stream after my exams, obviously. May 26th. Just need to double check that's the last date. Let's see. Oh, it's May 23rd. Okay, cool. Not May 26th, like I've been saying. May 23rd, final date. So we actually finish earlier than I predicted. So then, yeah, that's great. Actually, my bad for not even looking at the dates there for the final ones, but I sort of like just focusing on the present. Range of soil moisture content. At which permanent plant wilting occurs. Balance equals precipitation. Oh, you got variant 4 last. So that's 10th of June. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, I got since I think all of my papers, I'll actually get the list now instead of having to get up every 3 seconds. Let me just have a look at my list. I got all variant 1s for my English and geography, and for history, all of mine are variant 2. So that's that for me. Just put that there. I actually got English and Geography Paper 4 on the same day. So I'm going to have to see what happens there. They're at the exact same time too. Both Paper 4s are at the PM slot, so... I'm hoping they don't keep me overtime there. I hope I actually get another day where it's rescheduled. This will be annoying if I have to do English and then immediately move to the geography room and do that. Yeah, I'm down for mine. Only one I'm not really too confident in is Paper 2. Paper 1, 3, and 4, I'm definitely most confident in those ones. I don't know, Paper 2 to me, it's just not an attractive subject at all. It just sort of takes away from what I actually like about geography, to be honest. But 1, 3, and 4 I'm all good for. Because I'm more of like a physical geography kind of person, not a human-based one. It's different for each person, obviously. Pools and riffles. So riffles are the shallow part, pools are the deep part. So riffles occur where there's more deposition, less erosion, and pools occur where there's more erosion and less deposition. And they occur in the upper course of the river of choice. That's basically what you need to know for that one. Through fall. Let's see this one here. Also, if you guys are enjoying, make sure to smash subscribe, smash like button, helps out the channel. We want to try and grow it. Hopefully we can get to 5,000 subs before my birthday, which is June 3rd. So yeah, I appreciate if you guys did that. Percolation and infiltration. Okay, this is really going to test me now. So percolation is when the water moves through the pores in the soil, where I think infiltration is the direct, just the water going from overland flow into the soil, and I think that's basically the difference. Let me just make sure I'm correct here, because I don't want to be wrong. Do I have these written down? Yeah, I do. Evapotranspiration, river discharge, channel flows. Percolation, yes, slow movement of water downwards through the soil and into porous bedrock under the force of gravity. And infiltration is the movement or absorption of precipitation into the soil, influenced by soil depth and structure. So yeah, I was indeed correct. And the infiltration capacity is the maximum absorption rate. Let's move back up here. Stem flow, precipitation is intercepted by vegetation that runs down the branches and main trunk. So infiltration is the one responsible for antecedent moisture. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So infiltration would be let me just actually pull this up because I think I worded it better in my actual notes. So yeah, so the infiltration capacity is the maximum absorption rate. When the soil reaches its maximum sort of amount that it can absorb, it's sort of the antecedent moisture that's built up in the soil there. And when antecedent soil moisture is at max, obviously the soil is saturated and then overland flow occurs. Yeah, and so definitely antecedent moisture is actually a direct correlation to infiltration rate. I can put this in here as well, put it in the chat for you guys. Yeah, I'll just get this one up. Oh, I actually exceeded the word limit on thing. Yeah, I won't put that up anyway. It's on the doc I sent you. I think I sent it a while ago. It's all the information's on there. Yeah, so I'll go back to this one.
يوتيوب بريميوم هو يوتيوب بدون إعلانات وتنزيل فيديوهات لتشاهدها في أي وقت. جرب لشهر مجانا.
Stem flow, precipitation. Main trunk. Oh yeah, good. Well, good luck with that. Yeah, if as long as I feel like if you do poorly at one, or not so good at one, and then you do really good at the rest, the other three, then you'll definitely get a high grade still. It's not. I feel like it tilts less to the one that's done poorly, and then it tilts more to the ones that are done good. Also, something to note, which I personally sort of feel like, for subjects like math, sciences, and that sort of stuff, you have more people taking those subjects, so the grade boundary, the threshold's actually going to be much higher to get an A star. Whereas for geography, there's going to be less people taking that one, so you have sort of a less threshold. It's easier to get the A star, and that's why even for history, the A is 70% and the A star is 80%. Where in other subjects, A star is 90% and A is 80%. Or even 85. So yeah, it just depends totally on how many people are taking it too, and like sort of what the quality of answer is this year. If everyone does poorly, then we can expect to have higher grades. But yeah, so good luck, Terabyte. Hope you do succeed on your strong suits, and I hope you do decent at the weaker one. For physics, you need 54% to get an A. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Thank you, Hybrid, for that information. So maybe that's also then another difference in weighting. It could also be just difficulty of exam too, which, I mean, is probably the actual primary indicator. But yeah, I feel like the other indicators are slight influences too. Okay, we got overland flow here exceeds infiltration, right? Surface runoff. Yeah, it depends on the year too. Like, I feel like the people who did the COVID A levels, they got really lucky with their sort of grade and result there, because I swear the mark scheme was like super lenient. Yeah, 65% for an A is absolutely insane. Oh, so they actually lowered it. Okay. Okay. Was one of the reasons they lowered it maybe because they didn't want, like, I can't really think of why they would lower it for this year unless the actual exam itself got harder, because like I feel like 2020 was probably the easiest set of exams because people were sort of stuck online, the transition, that sort of stuff. Yeah, different exam boards have different grade boundaries. Yeah, exactly. Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, okay. Everyone messed up on the paper too. Yeah, that's the luck of it. If everyone does bad on one paper, then you're gonna get high if you're the only person that did good. Yeah, good luck to you too, Terabyte. All the best, and I'll see you in the next stream tomorrow. Doing, I think, 2 streams tomorrow. So the study stream before the exam, maybe, and then I'll do like the PSG Arsenal stream after the match, around the match. Sorry.
وتطبيق يوتيوب ميوزك معا. جرب لشهر واحد مجانا.
Okay, shallow laminar flow. But for maths, yeah, the grade boundaries did. Yeah, I'd expect so, yeah. Yeah, I heard something like the grade boundaries in 2020 were low, and then they went up absolutely insanely to like a high thing. 83% for an A star, that is crazy. I'm hoping this year the grade boundaries are lower. Hopefully they are. Okay, phreatic zone. Oh, okay, I see, yeah. Let me just see something on here because I swear. Okay. Bring this back here. Okay, yeah. Just making sure everything's all good with this thing. Yeah, it's pretty visible when, like, if you can tell really based on the grade boundary if a paper's easy or hard, just genuinely you can see. I also feel like examiners now are much more lenient compared to before. I know, I just feel like now if you wrote the wrong answer, they'll try and give you as much as possible, whereas before they wouldn't really scathe over it. They would just look at it, have a little bit of a look. If it's wrong, then it's like whatever, that sort of thing. See this. I think it's good now, guys. I think I might end the stream here because I have finished half of my geography study here. And plus I'm doing a stream later, and I'm a little bit tired from the exam. I stay up till like 3 in the morning doing study, so yeah, hopefully we can get through tomorrow's one. We'll see about doing a stream in the morning or not. But yeah, thank you to everyone who did tune in today. Thanks Hybrid for the messages as well, and thanks everyone else who did message. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and yeah, try and get to 5,000 subs before June. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thank you guys, and